We recently did a video asking kind of just some random questions, kind of a get to know you video. And we had someone in the comments request to hear about our love story. So we thought we'd share that with you today. So thank you for the comment. We appreciate it and can't wait to tell you all about it. Okay, so we thought we would start out by just kind of telling you, again, because this came up in our 20 questions about and how we met. So we'll start there, kind of where we were in our lives, how we met, and then tell you sort of the story from there. Is how we figured we'd do it. So
I had just gone through a pretty hard breakup. I was engaged to get married. It didn't work out. And I was kind of lonely. So I would go to Starbucks to kind of meet people or just like hang out because I like the vibes more than just like reading at home or watching TV at home. So I had been going there quite a lot and I got to know a lot of the people there. One of the times I went to throw away a drink and the trash cans at Starbucks, they like come up a little thing and there was like a stacks of cups on top, like sticking out of the trash can. So I just like put mine on top and grabbed them all and then moved them over to another trash can. And I think either the next day that I went in, my friend Kyle, who worked there, was like, "Hey man, saw what you did with the trash. That was pretty cool. Drinks on us." And I was like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, but it was just like
in with the in-crowd.
And then I was there reading. I really liked reading with the ambient, like, you know, chaotic sounds of Starbucks. I don't know. It just like
the
helps
steam,
me.
the like.
Yeah, so it helps me focus and read. If I read at home and quiet, I have a hard time. So usually I have to listen to music and stuff. But I was reading Lord of the Rings, and one of the baristas like sat down and was like, "Oh, I see you're reading Lord of the Rings." It was kind of like really,
like, we should
of
be
course,
friends.
of course, it was like something that I would probably do too. But that was Rex. He ended up being the best man in our wedding.
Spoiler alert.
So I kind of got to know a lot of those people, started hanging out with them a lot, and I was there. So I ended up going to Starbucks every day for that. Like, you know, around the time that you got there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember when you started. Oh, yeah, I was
like
gonna say
4 months.
Like September-ish, yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then I had actually gone through a divorce right around that same time. So our breakups were kind of like in the same timeline. And I was going to school. So I was living in Indianapolis at the time, but I was going to school in Cincinnati. I was going to school at Cincinnati Christian University, and I was working on a master's in counseling at the time. I thought I wanted to be a counselor until I started seeing clients. And then I was like, nope, don't want this job. So I left that program. I did not finish, but I did do that program for a year. And so once when my ex-spouse and I decided to get divorced, I was like, well, I don't need to stay in Indianapolis. I could move down to Cincinnati. That's where I'm going to school anyway, and I don't have to make the commute anymore. It'd be a lot easier. So I went ahead and moved, and I was for some reason, sorry if you can hear Gertie and Ollie fighting in the background. They're like making a lot of noise. I, for some reason, had decided that I had my heart set on Florence, Kentucky. I don't know why, but I was like, I'm going to go to Florence, Kentucky. Everyone was like...
It's because of the water tower.
Yeah, Florence, y'all. Like, if you know, you know. So
You can put it right here.
I'll find a picture. There was a Starbucks in Florence on Mall Road, right near the water tower, actually. And I had worked at Starbucks for a number of years. I think at the time I wasn't currently working there. I can't really remember. So I don't remember if I transferred or if I got a new job there. But nevertheless, I stopped into Mall Road Starbucks, and Kyle was actually one of the first people I saw. And I started working there. So I think it was my first or second night. It was like early on working at that Starbucks that you came in. And
I came in every night.
I mean, you came in all the time.
So it had to be your...
But it was like my first or second night working that I happened to see you.
It had to be your first night that you worked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. Because I worked a lot of days too. So you might not have, you worked during the day. So, but yeah, you came in, and I think it was just me out on the floor because it was maybe late. But you ordered your drink. You were like, I'll have a, grande soy, no water chai. That's what you were drinking at the time. Before soy started bothering you.
Yeah, before you converted me to
real coffee. So we like crossover. And you kind of made it, because I said whatever the total was, like, $4.57, whatever it was. And you made a face. You were like, I think I've come to learn it is just your face.
Oh.
At the time, I thought you made a face. And so I was like, what is this guy's problem? Like, obviously, like, this is a transaction. Now, I did also think you were cute. So I was having more than one feeling at the moment. I was like, oh, this guy's cute. And then I was also like, he's weird. Like, he doesn't understand that you pay for drinks. So anyway, charge you for your drink. You didn't pay, and then I went to go make the drink. And I think right around that time is when Kyle came out.
So I know that I didn't make a face because every time that I went, I always had my wallet out.
Oh, so you were always prepared to pay.
Yes, because I'm not expecting it. I barely even knew these people at the time. Well, I
mean, you've been there for a while.
Yeah, for 4 months. But anyway, so I know I didn't make a face. I think I was probably thinking that you were cute. So I was probably like anyway, you had like a little side ponytail. Like,
I wore my hair in a side ponytail.
You always wore really big, like dangly earrings. Like you had like guitars, the music notes. Like I always loved those earrings.
Yeah, I miss those earrings.
And, but yes, I do remember. I think it was Kyle. In Starbucks they have the swinging door that goes in between the back of the house and the front of the house. Kyle kicked the door. And, he may have not, but
he was probably bringing stuff out.
Full Kramer style, and he was like, "That's Chris. He doesn't pay here." And
to which I was like, "What?" Because that's not how you do business. So all right.
Yeah. So anyway, you found out quickly that I was special.
I found out that you were special, but I also found out pretty quickly that we didn't charge most of our customers at that Starbucks. We were like one of the highest grossing stores in the region, I don't know how.
Don't worry, none of those people.
None of the people still work at Starbucks. So. It's fine. They're all gone now. But we didn't charge anybody. So, but yeah, that's what I found out. And then we met again because Kyle has a lot to do. I'm finding out now as we're telling this story out loud because he was a supervisor at Starbucks, and he effectively forced me to go to his birthday party celebration. another
thing, fireable offense.
Yeah, he told me he'd write me up if I didn't go.
That's so Kyle.
That's so Kyle. So it was like the week after I had started. I'd just moved, and he was like, "Well, we're doing karaoke on Thursday night. You have to go at the Old Fort Pub." And so he wrote down the place and the time and all that. And so I went. I did show up. I didn't want to get written up. So I did show up. And then I think I was sitting there talking to some people, and you came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so...
Girl on each arm, by the way.
So... Kyle and I started hanging out a lot. Rex and I started hanging out a lot. But Kyle had also just gone through a really bad breakup. So we were bonding, like brothers or whatever. And he would go to the Old Fort Pub. One of the other baristas that worked at Starbucks, her boyfriend or whatever, his family owns it. We would kind of just go there. That would be the secondary place to hang out. Of course, it was all Starbucks employees and me, which was funny. But
you were the honorary.
We started doing karaoke every Tuesday and every Thursday, and I did it every week, 2 days a week. And I love karaoke. It's so good. And of course, when Kyle's like, "Hey, we're having a get-together karaoke," and I'm like, "Of course I'm coming." And at the time, I was talking to this German au pair, only one girl, and her friend, who was also another au pair. We drove together, so she came in walking from the same car. But whatever. I was talking to her, and then...
Yeah, but you walked in, and in my memory had a girl on each arm, but maybe they were just walking next to you. I just remember it differently. but you were wearing a Power Rangers t-shirt, which I thought was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my life. And so I was like, and I mean, those of you who've been watching our channel probably know I'm a lot bubblier than Chris is, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love your shirt! It's so amazing!" And I oohed and awed over your shirt, and then once again, you kind of made a face, probably because you're like, "This girl is weird." But you were like,
"No,
okay, thanks."
Well, first of all, I don't know how to take compliments like that, or even statements like that. So I was just like, "Cool."
And in my mind, I was like, "This is the coolest guy I've ever met. He was wearing Power Ranger t-shirt. That's awesome." And you were probably girls are weird, but that's okay.
And then obviously I did karaoke, and you were like,
"Oh yeah, that was what did it for me. Yeah. It wasn't the t-shirt." So then after that, we just kind of hung out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like obviously I hung out with all of the Starbucks crew, and we hung out all the time. And because you became one of the Starbucks crew, we hung out all the time. Not necessarily it was huge groups. It was
oh yeah, sometimes we'd be a couple people, we'd just go out to dinner as a smaller group. Sometimes we'd do big things.
One time my friend and I were scootering. I don't know, I got a scooter and we were doing tricks, and he was like, "Oh, oh, are you talking to Whitney? And I was like, no, not really. I was like, I think she's like cute or whatever, but like I thought that she was like too like spoiled.
Preppy.
Or,
Yeah.
Like you, and or like preppy, and like I was like, she needs more tattoos.
I was in progress.
Yeah, you just had. You just didn't.
They cost money.
You didn't have them yet. And then I remember, like, just thinking about all of like leading up before we actually started like hanging out together, because like we did.
I think we lived in denial for kind of.
Yeah,
a long
and we
time.
did. I used to do a thing at my house, which I called Friday Night Friends. Which was do shorten it to F and F, but it was basically everyone that worked at Starbucks. Where the Starbucks were, and my house lived pretty close. I lived pretty close to there. There weren't like bars or anything, and they would get out of Starbucks. I think Starbucks closes at like 10, and then they would leave at like 11.
By the time we cleaned up. Yeah.
So there wasn't anything to go like hang out, or they would just go go separately. So that we would just come to my house, which was really close, and kind of like party every Friday night. I like it. And then I remember one time I invited you, and we like I said, Friday Night Friends didn't start until like 11, and like you show up at like 7 o'clock, and I'm like
with gifts. I think I brought gifts.
I'm like, oh, okay, like, and then we would like, I went to Punta Cana with my family, like my uncle and his family, so but not my whole family, and I think you dropped me off. And
I think I took you and picked you up from the airport for that trip.
No, to their house. Cause then,
maybe.
But then I remember, like, so when we were the flight there, I think my aunt's talking to me. So, like, she's like, so, Whitney, huh? Like, you guys are, like, whatever. And I'm like, nah, we're just hanging out. And I remember...
By that time, I'm pretty sure I thought we were dating. So
we were. It's just that I told you, I was kind of hurt from the breakup.
We were both very cautious about entering a relationship. Yeah. That's fair to say.
Like, so that, I remember that happened. I remember, I think Bill or Tanya told you what I had said, and you got all...
Someone did, and I was like, we're dating.
And then I remember we would go to Target all the time.
Yeah. We hung out a lot alone for a long time without really kind of like officially saying that we were dating.
Correct.
Like, but I do think our official first date was when we went to see Captain America.
Yeah, that's what we were gonna like call our first date.
That's what because we don't really know what our technical first date was. Is we went out and hung out alone together a lot, but I think that was the first time you kind of like technically like asked me out.
Yeah.
Well, you remember what you said.
I remember that I was saying, oh, you want to see like the Captain America movie? Like I'm in it, and everyone that knows the channel that watches any movies, you know, obviously I share the same name as the actor.
Because your name is Chris Evans.
But you.
But I didn't know who Chris Evans, the actor, was. I had no idea. And so I just thought you were really weird in that moment. And I just kind of laughed. But we showed up to the theater and I saw the poster and I saw starring Chris Evans. And that's when I was like, oh, because you have that guy's name. And then you were like,
well, what do you think I meant?
And I'm like, I just thought you were weird. But I like it. So then we were dating, basically, at that point. Yeah.
Because it came out in July. I think we watched it, and like that's what we always say. Because remember, we went to like the 4th of July party at my dad's, and we weren't dating, but like we went.
Once again, it was kind of obvious, but we were still somewhat in denial.
Well, and it's not necessarily like there's no reason for it to be like if you say we're not dating and then you say we are dating. There's no difference unless you like.
We're hanging out a lot, so.
Like, yeah, but then the Renaissance Festival.
Oh, yes, yeah. So then that fall was the Renaissance Festival. You're right. So that was after we were kind of more officially dating. And we got like not everyone, but a lot of people from Starbucks to go. We all like made our costumes together and like it was so much fun.
I think like, I
think we went a few weekends.
You hadn't been before.
I had never been.
Year. But I had been going to Renaissance Festival my whole life, so I had like already had like a costume.
I'd always wanted to, but it wasn't.
My brother had a costume. He was kind of like staying with me for a bit, and so we had like everyone. Yeah, we had like
I helped Drew make her outfit. I helped Melissa make her outfit. I helped Corey. We like all like. Everyone came over, hung out at my house, and we just like would sew and get our outfits ready and get ready to go, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, we went to the Renaissance Festival a lot, like even after that.
Yeah. I mean, for many years, and we worked at the Renaissance Festival for a number of years, even after we married. So.
And I think that was like one of the biggest things that like cemented our like bond for each other. Is like we both had this like really
enjoyed doing that.
passion for something like that. It was really fun too. So
Yeah.
I remember. So this had to be 2012. But so when came to visit for Christmas, that's when I asked your dad and your brother if I can, if I can permission
Ask
over
for
there.
your hand.
And like
so formal.
And then now I probably wouldn't like if it was like now I probably wouldn't do that in my
I think it's
brain.
nice.
But
It's
I
respectful.
feel like that's the right thing to do. So it didn't hurt anything.
Yeah. And then it in my mom's words, took a long time before you finally asked. But you said it was only a couple months. Because it was only a couple months. But I think my mom was expecting that you were going to ask right away.
Maybe. But it's like we have Christmas at like usually like New Year's.
It is
weekend.
sometimes late with my family
so
because it's not
it could
always
have
like on
been
Christmas.
beginning of 2013. Yeah. I asked you on Valentine's Day 2013. So
not because it was Valentine's Day.
A month and a half later.
It just was coincidentally Valentine's Day. Yeah. Because we had just finished remodeling your condo.
Yes.
That you were living in at the time.
And I had said that if you can survive a remodel with someone, then you're destined to spend the rest of you can spend the rest of your life with them. Nothing is worse.
I do agree. if you are dating and you'd like to test that relationship, remodel a home together. It will test. And you will either fail or you will pass. And then you will know. So we passed. And then I made like grilled cheese and tomato soup.
I already had a chalkboard wall. Mm-hmm. So then while you were making the grilled cheese, I drew like on the table like a little like candelabra and like I think I had something else.
I think you drew a chandelier too. Like it was like you
just
drew
like trying to make it like a little cute.
It was super cute.
Restaurant.
You asked me to marry you, and I said, "Yeah, I've told you like 1,000 times I would marry you."
And you all,
I feel like we talked about it all the time.
You always say that. And I don't remember any of that. I probably was just like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So it was, and then you were like, "No, but like for real," and I was like, "Oh, like for real." And then I got excited because I was like, "Oh, like we're not just talking, like you mean for real." And so then we were engaged.
Yeah.
And we were engaged for however many months it is, 5 or 6 months, between February and November. How many months is that? Quick math.
That's 8 months.
Oh, it felt like a lot less, probably because I was sewing all the time.
So yeah, if you couldn't guess, our wedding was Renaissance Festival themed. We were gonna like have it at the Renaissance Festival, but that was like kind of overpricey, and you didn't really get.
It wasn't. It didn't seem worth it.
Yeah, so we just rented out like this venue and forced people to wear costumes.
Well, we strongly encouraged costumes, and everyone. I don't think a single person showed up without a costume.
It was in November, so
awesome.
there were like Halloween stores open and stuff. So if people really needed something,
it was the perfect time to.
Yeah.
It was November 2nd.
A lot of people had like
Party City,
just a Party City style like tavern winch dress or.
Yeah. We had people who rented costumes even if they didn't have any of their own. So we had that. But pretty much everyone came in costumes. But I made my dress.
Yeah, and you made.
I made all of the groomsmen.
All of the groomsmen. We each had a tunic, and then the tunic were lined with this brown tunic with like
had a color like facing here.
Color like edge, hemmed edge. The color matched the color of the dress of the bridesmaid. Coordinating bridesmaid.
Which I made all the bridesmaids' dresses. I made your sister's dress. She was our photographer. I made your stepbrother's outfit because he was a groomsman, so he got one for being a groomsman.
Yeah, I think we
Kai's.
had 2 honorary. Like you had my sister was.
Yeah, because she was like an honourary bridesmaid, but she was technically doing the photography.
She was also the photographer.
Yeah.
Photographer. So my stepbrother was also an honorary.
That's right.
Because he was more of like the. I didn't want it to be uneven because it's so,
that's right. He kind of just
he
became
like the chauffeur
around.
And stuff
Yeah.
like those like those.
And I made my brother's outfit because he was one of the musicians that performed. We also had an Irish band. Perform.
Scotch Irish folk band.
Yeah, they were awesome. And we also had a bagpiper. That's how I walked down the aisle. I did not make their costume.
Played the hammer
dulcimer hammer. Yeah, hammer dulcimer. And then I made my dad's and my mom's. And I made my nephew's.
Oh, yeah.
Because our nephew, Corey, was the oldest, and then Milo was quite young. And so I made Kai an outfit because I knew Milo probably wouldn't walk down the aisle himself and Kai would have to carry him. So Kai walked in with the boys, and they were both dressed as hobbits.
Yeah, so you made like these like really cute brocade like vests.
Yes.
And then you made like
little
fleece
tunic
hoods.
cloaks for them.
Cloaks.
Yeah, we got the little like leaf like clasps.
Yeah, and then we
and
had like a fake ring that we used as
because they were the ring bearers,
yeah,
and
obviously.
so they had to and so actually I think Corey wore like a replica of the one ring
Yeah.
around his neck. Like it was super cute. It was super super cute. So I spent so many months sewing and preparing for the wedding that at that time seemed a lot shorter than 8 months.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny that we were just talking about that. I just now thought of this. Milo, like he doesn't even remember that, but now like The Hobbit is his favorite book, and it's like
and it's like you were a hobbit one time. You just don't remember because you were little. Because
like,
he was only like 18 months old.
We got married too early. We didn't do like a dance.
No, we did nothing traditional.
There was a small little dance floor, but it was just for like 2 people maybe. But we didn't do that.
We really honestly just wanted everyone to have fun.
We wanted it to feel like a tavern party. Like,
because we didn't want because I mean I had been married before, and like when you get married you don't remember the day because it's such a insane day and there's so much that's happening. And so I remember like we talked about that beforehand. I was like I just want us to enjoy it and remember it. And I think if we try too hard to try to then I think if we just have a party we'll have fun. And
I like my cousin like put like Derek, he like made like they did like a little skit.
Oh, they did?
And then, like he did like read some kind of scroll.
They like
that
came
he wrote.
in and did like a little parade thing. It was so cute.
A declaration of union.
We had no idea they were gonna do that.
Yeah, and like they had like a cage and a little stuffed rabbit in it
like
with
Monty Python.
Blood on its cheek, and it was like they were like very like.
It was really
really fun. They're like talking about I don't know. That was really fun.
It was fun. So we had a really fun wedding. Yeah. So that is really kind of I guess the story of our love story, how we came to be.
12 years later.
12 years on. Yeah. This November we'll be celebrating 12 years. So yeah. I hope that was a fun story to tell, for you to hear about us. And thanks again for asking the question in the comments. We really appreciate it. If you like this video and you want to follow along our channel, we'd love to have you subscribe. And
we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.